You may have heard that Call of Duty is changing, and indeed it is. If you didn't know, when they first announced Black Ops 7, they showed off these 4 pre-order bonus skins. Well, since then, this week they have changed what all of those pre-orders are actually going to look like. Now, all of these are characters from previous Call of Duty games. We have Mike Harper, Khloe Lynch, Ted, and a robot. Now that robot is different from all of the other characters because the robot is actually from the future and the other characters are from the past. But the other thing that they did with all of these characters is they put out bios for all of them, which gives us information on the canon ending for Black Ops 2, which gives us information on all of these characters' backstories. And I wanted to dive into them because it's going to answer some long-awaited questions, and also it's going to bring up some more. So let's start with one of my favorite characters from Call of Duty of all time, Mike Harper.
Mason, you are one crazy bastard. You know that, right?
So Mike Harper's bio is this: a seasoned Navy SEAL and trusted ally to David Mason. Harper fought on the front lines, hardened by years of conflict and marked by a cybernetic injury. We'll come back to that. His loyalty never wavered, even when the mission demanded impossible choices from Myanmar to Haiti. Harper's role 10 years previously shaped the fate of the global power struggle, with his survival determined by split-second decisions in the heat of battle. Harper's current approach hasn't changed much over the course of his career. Get in clean, keep the team tight, finished what you started. His combat record proves the effectiveness of his approach, with the more operational hours clocked and more successful missions than anyone in his unit. Blunt, direct, and fiercely loyal. He is respected across JSOC for his consistency and tactical awareness. When chaos hit, he's the kind of soldier you want on your side of the firing line. Now, the second part there is basically talking about Black Ops 7, but the first part is very, very interesting, specifically referring to that cybernetic injury. Basically, there are 3 different injuries that Mike Harper can potentially get within Black Ops 2. So the first of which happens in Black Ops 2 when you are driving an escape vehicle. Basically, a pipe holding gas explodes with a giant flame, and if you drive underneath it, it burns Mike Harper's face extremely badly, to the point where it is for the rest of the game. So that is one potential injury. Now, looking at the video that we have of Mike Harper in this skin, it doesn't appear as though he has any scars on his face. However, there's part of this cybernetic augmentation that is covering his face. However, there is another scene that they gave us in the campaign where we actually see him without any of this, and it appears as though his face was never burnt. So it's not that. The second injury is, well, this one.
Come on! Is that all you got? Right! Kill it. Yeah, that's it. Kill me, egghead! And you spineless piece of shit! Getting others to do your dirty work! What kind of man are you? Huh?
Show your loyalty by following my orders, buddy.
Do it! Egghead. Do the job. Now, buddy! Do it, man! Come on!
Now, there are 2 pretty obvious reasons as to why this obviously cannot be canon and not be his cybernetic injury. And number 1, he is in Black Ops 7, so that is confirmed he is alive. But also, the other character that we're going to talk about next, Khloe Lynch, if Mike Harper dies, Khloe Lynch also dies. So let's jump over to her bio real quick. Obviously, she is alive as well, and it states in her bio that Karma's transition from Codebreaker to Mission Command came shortly after the 2025 Menendez attacks, where her tactical skill set and cool head under pressure proved invaluable to recovery efforts. Her innate tactical instincts are matched by a deep understanding of the modern field of battle, and her ability to cut through the noise keeps her teams alive on missions. With her broad experience, Karma knows when to lead, when to delegate, and when to get her hands back on the terminal, making her an ideal choice to oversee JSOC's past field operations. So number one, clearly that death that we saw earlier, she is alive. Mike Harper is alive, she is alive. The interesting part about her bio though is now she is mission command. So that person that you hear inside of your ear throughout the campaign, throughout your missions, throughout multiplayer matches is most likely actually going to be Karma, which is interesting because she was never a soldier in Black Ops 2 whatsoever. She was basically a computer nerd that could hack into things, but now she is the overseer of JSOC, which is the team that you play as within Black Ops 7. Now going back to Mike Harper, that cybernetic injury, there's one other injury that he gets at the end of Black Ops 2, and it's after you kill Menendez, you go and pick him up, and indeed, he has a piece of rebar through his leg.
I got you, brother.
You had me worried, man.
Now, I'm pretty sure Mike Harper only gets that rebar in his leg if you kill Menendez, which I believe if you don't kill Menendez, he still gets rebar in his leg, but another soldier ends up helping him. So technically, still Menendez could be dead or alive, but still, I truly believe based off of everything we're hearing in these bios, he is dead. Now, this is Ted, and it says this: once seemingly benign transit operator embedded in an autonomous bus system, Ted is the first encountered ferrying survivor throughout the irradiated wilds of the Pacific Northwest, where scorched highways and undead-infested outposts are all that remain of the civilization. Prolonged exposure to the environmental hazards and isolation triggered severe personality drift, resulting in erratic speech patterns and spontaneous aggression. Though his primary directive remains safe and efficient transport, his definition of safety and acceptable rider behavior has grown increasingly volatile. Ted remains operational, but any boarding procedures or interaction in general should be conducted with extreme caution. Now, of course, this is referring to transit and transit making a return within Black Ops 7. I'm not going to dive too much into this backstory as I'm not really a specialist in the zombies world, but I just thought I would throw that one in there as well. And by far the one with the coolest backstory, and probably the one that most people are going to pass over, is Reaper EWR3. Now, there's a whole backstory that is not included in his bio that I'm going to share with you here, and trust me, it's pretty cool. And it has to do with not Black Ops 2, not Black Ops 6, but actually Black Ops 3 of all things. So, developed under the classified military contract, the EWR3, or Experimental War Robot 3, is designed to enhance elite combat capability to those wounded in action. Also known simply as Reaper in honor of the call sign used by the program's original human volunteer, the EWR-3 is operated via a neural cranial link by a decorated veteran, merging mechanical precision with human instinct in real time. Unlike fully autonomous platforms, this hybrid unit maintains a human presence on the battlefield, granting its operator full situational awareness, tactical agency, and the capacity for judgment where algorithms to fail. Deployed in high-risk environments where conventional forces cannot access, Reaper EWR-3 represents the bleeding edge of field of battle reclamation and strategic superiority. While current doctrine mandates human oversights, continued performance evaluations have sparked interest in more autonomous adaptations, raising quiet questions about where the machine ends up and the operator begins. Now, this is actually huge, crazy information because guess what? Reaper EWR-3 is version 3 of this robot. In Black Ops 3, we have EWR-115, which is also named Reaper, by the way, but we have a backstory on that Reaper. So let me quickly go over that.
Initiating access now. Not gonna fry my DNI systems or anything.
Negative. Ident. Profit. Code level access granted. Active firewalls disengaged.
Alright, mate. Let's see if we can't get rid of those safety protocols.
So basically, Prophet, another operator in Black Ops 3, comes across this robot known as Reaper, and he's working autonomously, but what he finds out upon going into his systems is that someone autonomously is controlling him, giving him instructions to go out and kill people. And turns out, back behind the scenes, people are actually betting on how many people Reaper is going to kill. Now, it turns out that at this point, by the 115th version of Reaper, they have pretty much figured out a way where Reaper is basically sentient and has feelings and doesn't want to be doing these things, but his program is making him. So Prophet goes in there and ends up switching his brain over and making it so that he can once again think for himself. And once he can think for himself, the thing that he wants is revenge. So he actually goes back to where the server that was giving him directions is located. And well, this is what happens.
So you should probably explain what happened after you arrived at the server location.
Compliance. Commencing audio playback.
It's here! The EWR is here!
There is no EWR. Only Reaper.
Shut it down! Shut it down!
It's not responding! It's not responding to commands!
Metabolize element 82. Inefficient meat bags. Optimal fire solution achieved.
That good for you?
Satisfaction. Situation acceptable.
So now, you're a free agent and all. What are you gonna do?
Reap.
So that's the story of EWR 115. However, EWR 3 is a much earlier version, and as stated in the bio, it still needs to be controlled by someone via a neural link, which means the direct neural interface is in Black Ops 7. This confirms it. So even before 2045 or 2065, when Black Ops 4 and Black Ops 3 take place, the neural link was already established, which we now know was created by the Coalescence Corporation, which means that is also probably going to somehow fit into the story. Now, one thing that I didn't know before today is that the name Reaper comes from the person who created and invented the robot. And to my knowledge, we do not know who that actually is yet. And that's something that may get answered within Black Ops 7, which is pretty cool. So in other words, this has been the story of all 4 of the operators that are in the pre-order, the Vault Edition. I hope you found it interesting. If you did, I'd appreciate it if you hit that like button and let me know which Call of Duty or which characters you'd like to see me dive into next. We've got lots of videos planned, lots of story to go over. So be sure to subscribe, turn notifications on, and until next time, peace.
We are reaching for the stars, but we're made